By the year 4025, the existential threats of our current era have been crossed off the list. The climate has stabilized, energy is functionally infinite, and the biological clock of our species has been dismantled. Earth is no longer an engine of industry or a source of pollution. After centuries of repair, the planet functions as a curated biological museum, a living record of what the world looked like before we nearly broke it. This restoration relies on high-precision geoengineering. Ancient ecosystems, like the massive polar glaciers, have been meticulously rebuilt using molecular editing to replicate the density and composition of ice from 10 centuries ago. Below the surface, cloned coral reefs have been reseeded across the tropical belts, engineered to thrive in oceans once too acidic to support them. But this planetary perfection has a cost. We only saved our home by offshoring the brutal machinery of our survival to the stars. For most of human history, energy meant fire. We burned coal and gas, leaving thick plumes of emissions in the atmosphere and massive cooling towers on the landscape. Today, those towers are nothing but crumbling ruins. Our energy now comes directly from the source. This partial Dyson swarm is an orbital network capturing over 40% of the sun's total output. Orbital relays then beam that power via invisible laser networks to every station from Mercury to the Kuiper Belt. On Mars, this abundance of energy has fueled a massive planetary transformation. The red world now has a pressurized atmosphere and liquid water running through the ancient canyon systems. We achieved the dream of infinite energy, yet it didn't create a utopia. It simply provided the raw materials to build a society too complex for any one human mind to manage. Evolution has been hijacked. Instead of waiting on the slow, random mutations of biology, we now treat our own genetic code as software, designed, tested, and programmed for specific environments. Many have left biology behind entirely. Human consciousness can now be hosted within silicon-boron matrices, existing as digital code distributed across vast interplanetary quantum clouds. Those who stay in physical forms have adapted to the void. Deep space workers use synthetic bodies reinforced with graphene skeletons and radiation-absorbing skin, allowing them to live for decades in zero gravity. On Titan, specialized variants have been engineered to breathe the hazy methane atmosphere and see in the infrared spectrum, thriving in a world that would kill a traditional human in seconds. A moment of wonder. Human is no longer a species. It is a spectrum, stretching from eternal digital code to heavily modified flesh, each splintering further away from our common ancestors. This splintering extends to how we are governed. Traditional nations have dissolved, replaced by a decentralized economy where every contract is a self-executing line of code on an interplanetary blockchain. In this system, artificial intelligences are no longer tools. They are legal entities. They manage asteroid mining fleets, direct energy flows, and make the strategic decisions that sustain billion-person colonies. These systems operate on cold utilitarian logic. If the data shows that sacrificing a fraction of a colony's population will stabilize the solar system's energy grid, the algorithms execute that choice. Even our wars have become invisible. In the quantum Cold War, conflicts are fought by sabotaging the neural networks and entangled particles that hold this society together, collapsing economies without firing a single billet. This reliance on code has created a new physical divide. Communities of naturalists now isolate themselves in tech-free zones, choosing to live as the last unaugmented humans to escape a world they no longer control. To find our future, we have stopped sending astronauts into the void. Instead, we deploy billions of cell-sized von Neumann probes, machines that can self-replicate and build as they travel. These probes have crossed the border of the solar system, autonomously building infrastructure and processing resources on distant worlds long before our slow biological bodies can ever arrive. Our reach has vastly outpaced our grasp. We are building an empire across the stars, but our probes are finding that we aren't the first ones to try it. In the deep void, our probes have discovered the decaying metal rings of civilizations that once commanded as much energy as we do. These are the ruins of dead Type II civilizations. The data shows no evidence of war or energy collapse. These systems are eerily intact. There are no craters or weapon signatures. They simply stopped functioning, as if the life within them just faded away. These ruins provide a stark lesson. Controlling the energy of a star and the code of a brain provides no guarantee of permanence. Even the most advanced systems can vanish into the silence. In the year 4025, we are still a species in transition. We have become architects of the world, but we remain a fragile, conscious spark in an indifferent universe, and we must still fight to exist.